Let's just now move on to Justin, Managing Executive in the manufacturing, energy, and transport logistics sector. And Justin's also the chair of the Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging Forum within the relationship banking space. So we really want to get a sense from him how exactly is relationship banking helping to advance equity and diversity, helping to accelerate, obviously, the sustainability agenda for Absa.
Cool. So thanks, Janela. I'll be as quick as possible. I thought you were going to cut me off completely. Um, yeah, and thanks for the promotion to managing executive. I'm just an executive. And maybe one last thing, the ESG forum. So I think it's also deputy chair of the group forum, and I'd love if you guys on one of these sustainability town halls could kind of deep dive with that exco and the team, because I think Absa's got really great stories in terms of how we support colleagues like Ravin was talking about, making this a place that everyone wants to work at. So if I just quickly kind of touch on what everyone else has been chatting about, I think it comes together nicely. Paul was chatting about the entrepreneurs and how we support women in business. Yeah, everyone mentioned kind of the barriers to markets. For us in business banking now, no longer relationship banking, we've launched She Thrives and emerging entrepreneur CVPs. Uh, this is to kind of bring focus and scaling to both youth and women in business. So we've got really excellent CVPs there, and I think the proof point of that is that we won the SME of the Year award in the Euro Money competition. So I think that's a proof point. But let me get to kind of my sectors and what we're doing there. I think transport, logistics, manufacturing, renewable energy are all big job creators. So when you think sustainability, you think climate, you think, what are we doing on efficiency, etc. But core, when we were writing the transport logistics sustainability standard, was it was about the staff and the employees of these businesses. I think that's key for us. So true to kind of this pillar of our strategy there, we've supported the driver symposium, which focuses, it's called Safer Stops, and it focuses on driver wellness, and a lot of aspects on the driver. How do they comply? How do they keep those assets safe? So the most important assets for truck companies are the employees themselves. So for us, it was key to support 190 attendees at this conference, and we'll carry on supporting that. I think that's one way that we look at kind of how do we as a bank get involved in these. I think also we supported the transport symposium for women with Silksa, one of the associations involved in. I think also what's key here is youth. So Empower Youth is a conference, and Paul and the team would be very involved there as well. Across three provinces, we supported that with entrepreneurs like the colleagues in the room there today. How do we mentor and kind of bring them along and create access to markets, but also non-financial support, education, networking, access to markets. I think in our manufacturing space, we also supported women in manufacturing at the Manufacturing Indaba breakfasts to bring women entrepreneurs together in this industry to network and create further access to markets. And I'll finish up now, Yanela. I think the final piece that, Proudly SA is another one we're really proud of, where we had 10 of our entrepreneurs, showcase their products at this conference, and also NAMSA, the automotive industry, where we had three of our entrepreneurs there. And I think there's a lot of these in all the spaces we present, so that we create access to markets for our entrepreneurs. The final thing I just wanted to chat about is the work, also giving back. So last year, with a lot of the colleagues in this room, we delivered 10,000 solar lights for youth learners across the country. Why that's important is that, we know load shedding, it was a huge problem last year, but also a lot of these communities don't have access to energy at the best of times. So this was important for us, because then matric learners could study for their exams and get that opportunity to make sure that they do pass the exams and then get to varsity and kind of continue to better themselves. And the last thing to mention is also community health centers. So we sponsored two solar plus battery installations that made sure that those community health centers were not running on their generators during load shedding. So now they have solar installations plus batteries. So number one, they'll be saving costs. Number two, when it is load shedding, they don't have to run generators. And what's also why this fits to what you were asking about is these are maternity clinics, so supporting those mothers and their babies. In a time that you don't want no power when you've just given birth and you're looking after your child. So yeah, I think that those are kind of how we come together and look at kind of this diversity and using these sectors to support job creation and also empowering youth and women in the process. And like, if I could ask, we'd like to do more of those community health centers. So how do we rally together? And Paul, I know we've chatted, but how do we make more impact in projects like that to drive it across the country and the continent?
Thank you, Justin. Thank you.